I am Will Mack, and this is Wilderness Calling. I have two really cool kayak upgrades that I have built using PVC. This is less of a how-to video and more to serve as inspiration in case you have an idea like this or want to give this a shot yourself. Both these projects do require a degree of mechanical inclination and just an idea about how things work and are put together. So if you do decide to take this on, you can't plan too much and be prepared to screw up a few times. This first mod is a seat riser. Here's the PVC frame that I built. Now, as you can see, it's still mobile. It is not anchored to the kayak except for in front where the original seat was also anchored. I used 3 sizes of PVC for this frame. This is 1/2 inch PVC right here, 3/4 PVC in the front and on the sides, and then lastly, 1 inch PVC in back. The frame raises my seat in front by about 4 inches, and it raises my seat in back about 5 inches. Because I had to use so many different sizes of PVC, I used a lot of reducers from 1 inch to 3/4 inch and 3/4 inch to 1/2 inch. In order to add a lot of medial support, that's front and back, I added a support going from the top lateral support, that's this one right here, to the bottom lateral support, that's that one right there. So this way my seat is very rigid and won't rock back and forth at all. I added a carriage bolt through a hole that was already in the middle of my seat, and I brought it out the bottom of the top lateral support in front. I did the exact same thing on the other side, but this bolt I had to drill a hole for. I added the through bolts so there's absolutely no play between my seat and the PVC frame. If you're wondering about weight capacity, I'm 185 pounds, and this frame feels like it could easily support 70, 80, maybe even 100 pounds more than me. So why did I go through all that trouble just for 4 inches in front and 5 inches in back? The first reason is to save my back. I love to stand up in my kayak, and after 4, 5, 6 hours of standing up, sitting down, all the way into the seat of the kayak as it was, my back screams. So just adding 4 inches in front, 5 inches in back, reduces the incline, raises it up, so it's not so hard on my lower back. The second reason is vantage point. I believe sitting up higher in the kayak as you're moving allows you to see a little bit farther underwater, maybe 4 or 5 inches, and that could mean seeing some cover that you wouldn't have otherwise seen. It might even mean you see a bed that you wouldn't have otherwise seen. And the third reason is casting from a seated position. When you're sat up just a little bit higher, you have greater clearance for your rod and also a better vantage to hit different angles, whether you're tossing a jig or casting a spinnerbait. Those 3 advantages alone enhance your time on the water, and there's really no disadvantage for raising your seat, so it's worth the work. Hope you enjoyed the seat riser. On to the next one. This is my DIY kayak cart, and it is awesome. I built this using mostly 1 inch PVC. Some of the angles are a little bit hard to figure out, but it is doable. These are 3/4 inch scupper alignments. These PVC pipes right here fit up through my scuppers. It's important to know that you do not want the weight of your kayak being supported by the scuppers. So these are only here to align the cart where it needs to go under the kayak. These are the supports that the kayak actually lays on, and the hull rests on this piece of pipe foam that I have secured with zip ties. Coming off the top supports is a 90-degree fitting and then a 45-degree fitting. And that gives clearance for the keel, which runs right down the middle. My bottom support runs directly from that lateral structure down to the axle of my kayak cart. You actually can't see one of the key engineering features of this kayak cart, and it is the force distributors. Here's what they look like. I started out with 1.5 inch pieces of 1/2 inch PVC, then took a 5/8 inch drill bit, because that's the diameter of my axle, and reamed out the pieces of 1/2 inch PVC. I made 4 of them and made sure that they would slide over my axle and turn freely. Then, to make up the diameter of the 1 inch axle housing and the 1/2 inch PVC distributors, I wrapped the distributors in masking tape. I made sure that they fit snugly and made sure they aligned. Without those force distributors, the weight of the kayak plus the force created anytime you hit a rock, a bump, or a tree root would all go to these end caps right here, and they would not last very long. I did use 10-inch pneumatic tires that will offer a lot of cushion and impact resistance on rough trails. Now that we've gone through all the basic features of my kayak cart, I'm gonna show you how it works. The rearmost scuppers are the ones that my aligning pipes are going to go through. In order to get the hull of the kayak to rest evenly on the top supports, I've used a system of a hook, a ratchet strap, and D-rings. My ratchet straps fits through the D-rings that I've installed on both sides of my kayak, through the hook on the bottom support, and now the kayak is resting firmly on the pads of the top supports. If you like to explore and get to hard to get to fishing spots, this is the best solution you're gonna come across. It beats any kayak cart that you're gonna get from any store or online. The supplies that I had to buy to complete these 2 projects cost me about $150. And then it took me another 12 hours to complete both projects combined. And I'm pretty experienced. This is my original kayak cart that I built for my Ascend 12T. DIY projects aren't always the simplest or easiest solution, but I can tell you these 2 upgrades are going to enhance my experience on the water dramatically. I hope you got something out of this video, so smash like. And until next time, come up with some crazy solution and then chuck and wine, baby. Peace.